question. The biggest key is to try to get it where you can catch and go up. Where you don't have guys on the backside, guys sitting down there hanging around the rim. Because sometimes you can catch in a drop step, but there's normally a guy on the backside. And it hadn't been that much the last couple games. So really just trying to find ways where he can catch and go up. Not even have to dribble. Just a drop step move left to right hand. We got to find ways, and him also working on it to get it and go up quicker.
You got off to a slow start in SEC play last year and recovered, went 10-6. How has that kind of helped in terms of the team not getting too overly concerned or panicky about a 0-2 start?
Well, as a coach, I wouldn't get panicked about it. It's just one game at a time. I've always said that. I think for us, is to find ways to compete and win games, do what we do. That's the most important thing. But I don't look at last year and say we got off to 1-4. And every season is different. Every game is different. It's a different team every year. You just got to find ways to win games and to do what we need to do to be successful.
Jimmy Dykes said that he didn't think Jarnell Stokes had progressed from his freshman year to sophomore year like a lot of players do. Do you agree with that? And if so, why do you think that's a problem?
I don't know if I necessarily agree with it from the standpoint he works hard at it. I think the misconception, I think, about a guy like Jarnell Stokes, because of his physical stats, you're talking about a guy 6'8", 260, 270, you automatically assume he's a low post guy back to the basket. Well, he's probably better at facing up and making plays. But he's a physical, strong guy, and that's probably the best way for him to get baskets around the rim, posting up, being physical. But he is a good face-up guy, so I don't know if I agree with that. I think he's made progress. I think the key for him, the thing I've talked to him about all the time, is demanding the ball more. I think the next step for Jarnell is to demand the ball every time down. He's a low-key kind of guy. He let his actions speak for himself. He's not very vocal from that standpoint, but he needs to demand it more. And I think he has it in him.
Do you think he's progressed as a low-post player?
I think he has. I just think the thing for him is working on a couple extra moves that we work on all the time. I think somewhere inside him, he hasn't said this, where he tries to avoid maybe getting fouled, because he's not a great free throw shooter. That's something he spends a lot of time on. I just tell him, go ahead and miss the free throws. I mean, you got to stay aggressive and be active. When he's aggressive, I think that's when he's playing at his best. And I worry about missing free throws.
Sorry, last year when we talked about Jarnell and his size, he said he was kind of getting used to when he was in high school. It was a lot different being by far the biggest kid. Has he gotten comfortable with his size and he's as aggressive and physical as you'd like him to be?
I think he can be more aggressive. I think he can. I think he's a guy he has to have in his mind. He has to leave games with 15 field goals or 15 free throws. Whether he's making or missing the free throws, he has to get them up, and he has that ability to put that pressure on the defense. But yeah, I think it's a case now, transition from high school to college, being a big guy coming to this level. Now he's dealing with a situation where he's a big guy, but also guys that have guarded him 6'10", 6'11". Because he plays in Alabama, when he goes in the game, they put that big guy in there to try to block his shots, alter shots. So now this next phase is really getting up over bigger guys and making plays.
Cuonzo, with him, you talk about being aggressive. Is there a balance you have to have with him and being too aggressive, maybe forcing stuff? Because obviously you're involved in a lot of attention to get the ball out there.
Well, that's just something he has to feel through the course of a game. Every team in America has somebody, one or two guys that has that type of presence on the floor where people identify him. And just him feeling it. Sometimes you have to attack and be aggressive. When you have great scores, sometimes they force the issue. That's part of it. I don't think Jordan McRae in the last 3 games has done a very good job of scoring the ball. Now, I wouldn't say every shot he took was a perfect shot, which most scores it isn't. But sometimes you put pressure on the defense, you make plays.
Cuonzo, you talked about getting him the ball more down there. I mean, are the guards giving up opportunities or not taking advantage of opportunities to get him the ball down there? They were reluctant in any way to get it in down there because maybe he hasn't played quite to the level you expect him to?
I think it's a case of reluctant more than anything, not necessarily because of how he's playing. Sometimes there's pressure there. Sometimes there's guys on the backside. I sit there on the sideline saying, give him the ball, but then all of a sudden you see a guy coming from the backside. So, I'm talking on the sideline, but I'm not playing. But I don't think it's a case of not wanting to throw him the ball. It's just a matter of where can you get him the ball where you can make quick moves. Because I think as a guard, you don't want to turn the ball over.